Hey guys, how you guys doing? It is August 20th, 2019. Hoping you're having a wonderful day, a blessed day indeed. A couple things I want to get to this evening, all right? A couple things I wanted to talk to you about, all right? First, the Grace 1, that oil tanker from Iran that the UK took over and they recently released, all right? Washington said that the Britain's decision on the tanker is unfortunate. The U.S. put a warrant out, so we may actually see naval vessels detain, U.S. naval vessels detain that tanker right now. It's on its way towards Greece, all right? The U.S. also warned Greece that if they support the tanker in any way, that they are essentially supporting a terrorist organization, all right? The IRGC, Iran, all right? So we need to watch that situation very closely. We also have intelligence stating that Iran is getting ready for a missile test, a big missile test. So we need to watch that as well. All right. What else I really wanted to get into a little bit more detail is the whole India-Pakistan situation. Just because I've been watching a lot of Indian media over the past week, 2 weeks now. All right. And I've stated already, and I'm not going to go into big detail about it, but I've stated already that they are propaganda machines, man. They're right up there with the U.S. media. They put out an agenda. You can tell they're putting out Prime Minister Modi's agenda, that Prime Minister Modi's government is obviously giving them talking points and telling them what to say, all right? Today, there was a bunch of segments about Pakistani-occupied Kashmir, okay? So basically, Kashmir has been put into three sections. Really, it's two, but actually, it's three. All right, you've got the Pakistani-controlled Kashmir, then you have the Indian-controlled Kashmir, which after Article 370 was thrown out the window. Now, Kashmir is that part of Kashmir. It's part of India. They don't have any autonomous sovereign rights whatsoever. Their politicians were arrested, put under house arrest. Restrictions were put in. All right, you probably know all of this. And then, of course, we have Chinese-occupied Kashmir, which is a little bit less known, right? Well, Indian media came out today, and they stated that it was high time, and this is what they do, all right? They have a bunch of panelists on, and usually one Pakistani who has the worst connection possible. He tries to get a word in, and they just shout at him. When he tries to shout back, they say, "Hey, this isn't how we debate. All right, you're making a fool of yourself. Everyone's laughing at you." It's pretty blatant. It's insane. It's insane. Like, even U.S. media doesn't do this, okay? But a lot of the panelists were talking about how Pakistani-occupied Kashmir belongs to India. It's belonged to India for the past 72 years, and how it's high time that Prime Minister Modi and the Indian government and the Indian army take it over, okay? And they talked about how, would this lead to war, and how then after the question was brought up of war, they stated that Pakistan could not stand for a war. Pakistan could not survive a war. Their economy is in shambles. All right, their army is thoughtless. Their army is fragile. All right, but the big thing, the main thing, was that the media was putting out that India, it's high time India takes over Pakistani-occupied Kashmir. All right. And you see all these Indian Twitter accounts saying the same exact thing, and I think that they fail to realize that Pakistan, if what's happening right now with Article 370 doesn't lead to a hot conflict between India and Pakistan, trying to take over the PoK, the Pakistani-occupied Kashmir, that's going to cause a conflict, okay? There's plenty of outposts along the LOC, the line of control between Pakistan and India, where they're set up in Pakistani-occupied Kashmir, okay? So thinking that India could just roll in and take it and there would not be any sort of conflict is a huge joke, okay? Especially with so many Pakistani officials coming out and stating that if they were going to be losing a war against India, they would use nukes, all right? And there would be no way for India to stop all of these nukes flying into their country, okay? Now, a lot of people, including Pakistani officials, have put out that perhaps, and they've got intelligence stating that Prime Minister Modi and his government, they're trying to bait Pakistan into a war, okay? And I've heard such extremes that India is currently trying to set up a false flag to make it look like Pakistan initiates a conflict so India could take over Pakistani occupied Kashmir. This is a situation we need to watch. Like I said, this is a flashpoint. All right, there's plenty of things happening in the world that we need to keep our eyes on. Iran, Syria and Turkey. Still waiting on big updates on that. Right now we don't have anything. We'll probably have more tomorrow. But Turkey and Syria, Israel and Gaza, Iran, the United States of America, Hong Kong. But right now I think the most important flashpoint that we need to keep our eyes on is India and Pakistan. And a lot of people are sitting back and saying, Pakistan doesn't have the economy for war. They'll never allow it. Their prime minister, Imran Khan, he's weak. He's not going to ever attack India. I mean, look what happened in February and March. All right, we came very, very close to a hot conflict. Okay. Now we did hear that President Donald Trump did have a conversation with Prime Minister Modi and Imran Khan in Pakistan. So it looks like he's trying to mediate to a certain degree. But he even put on Twitter that this is a very tough situation. That he's trying to push for them to have bilateral talks, but it's a tough situation. And if he's saying that, he's saying that because both of these countries are at each other's throats. All right, we need to watch the situation. Like I said, it's a flashpoint. It's the most concerning theater currently around the world to me because these are two nuclear powers. We need to watch it. As more information about it comes out, I'll let you guys know. We'll talk about it, we'll discuss it, because this is not the last we've heard of it. All right, if the Indian media is pushing the Indian government, pushing out that the Indian government should take over Pakistani occupied Kashmir, all right, that will lead to a hot conflict. All right, it will. That's just my opinion. That's my thought. We need to watch the situation as it unfolds. As more information comes out, I'll let you guys know. We'll talk about it. We'll discuss it. All right, grab a beer, say a few prayers, and as always, keep your eyes to the skies. God bless.